everyone. Welcome back to A&D's World. We are
Denis.
and Alicia, and this is a series where we share our story with you all.
Well, last week we were talking about how it got to a point where I didn't want to continue in the relationship anymore. You probably had a sense of what I was planning to do.
Well, yeah, because you said we need to talk, so there's no positive connotation with that statement.
I picked a public space so she wouldn't go crazy. She wouldn't let me talk. She just cried the whole time.
I did listen to you first.
Well, yeah. I didn't actually get a chance to get to the end where I would say, this is the end for us. She never let me get there. How was that feeling after I'd sent you the message saying we should meet up?
Like you said earlier, I had a feeling that that was what you were going to say. Because it's not a surprise. We hang out so much, we spend so much time talking, and I could see the frustration where things are headed and things that we were going to experience together. So, in that manner, I sort of knew. So, I came prepared, yes. I wrote him a letter. I bought him flowers. I came prepared.
What, flowers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dennis does not like flowers.
I don't remember that.
Yes, but I got him flowers. I wrote him a really emotional letter saying why I want this relationship and why I want to be with him. It was scary meeting him. I was already getting very emotional in the car. Then, on top of that, he chose a public place. But your emotions are your emotions. You're not going to care whether it's public space or not. And me, I can't hold on my emotions. I have to let it out. Or it just comes out, however you want to call it. So,
Yeah. Almost 4 years, and I've still never read the letter. Do you want to read it?
maybe in a different video. Because
Okay.
I don't even remember at this point what I wrote. So maybe we can read it. Okay.
If we're reading it, we're reading it.
Okay. And maybe in another video. And let us know if you guys want us to read that video.
Sounds like a plan. So I decided, okay, if you're this convicted about us being together, I'll give you a couple more months to gather the courage to go out and telling the most important people in your life.
I want to explain my side why I was so convicted and why I wanted to be in the relationship so much. Because I don't even know how to explain, but this experience with Dennis was truly something very different. I had never experienced this with anyone before, and I had this strong feeling that I want this relationship. Maybe I was being selfish. I don't know what would our lives have been if I said, okay, that's what you want, we'll part ways. But I had this really strong urge that I want this relationship. And most importantly, what Dennis has taught me in this relationship and has been the best thing for me is to love myself. And I think I didn't know that at that point, but today I know it was that strong urge that I cannot let him go and I cannot let this relationship go and I have to fight for it.
Yes, I did want to break up. And yes, I had a criteria that I talked about earlier on. The woman I saw myself marrying had to be a modern woman, had to be wise, motherly, mysterious, verbally astute, challenging, must love dresses, beautiful nails. And yes, she checked most of those boxes.
I have a question. As we're moving forward with our relationship, what did you think was going to be the most challenging?
Well, the biggest challenge I felt was to do with mindset. I knew from the couple of months that we've been together that you've had a very unconventional upbringing, and that influenced a lot of your thought process about what love is, goals are, and I felt needed to get to a point where you could reconcile all those thoughts and get healthy on that side before you could dedicate your life to taking care of anyone. And we weren't on the same page on any of those things, primarily because you thought you had to take care of everyone else.
Yes.
And as a result, you would be happy.
Anyone who knows Dennis and I personally or closely can vouch for this. We have poles apart in terms of personality, but I guess opposite attracts work for us in our case. So even I knew, as much as I was adamant about wanting this, I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I knew Denis and I both would have to change certain things, compromise on certain things, and I knew that that was going to be the most challenging bit. But so far, I think we're doing a really good job.
You've also helped me in that sense of learning personality types and how different personality types influence behaviors. I ended up finding out that people with R2 personalities constitute about 5% of marriages, and those are the most difficult marriages. I always thought, well, if I had known that before, I would probably not have gone through all of these hustles. But like you said, we've worked through a lot of challenges, and we're getting there. We're getting
Yes,
to the
yeah.
point where we each love ourselves to the max, and because of that, we can give ourselves to the max to each other and to the world at large.
Yep, that was a big learning for me, and that was something very hard. I did not understand what Dennis was trying to explain when he said, "You can't love me until you love yourself." And I thought that was the crazy statement I've ever heard. 'Cause that's not how I wrapped my head around. But again, we're work in progress, but I think we've done a great job. High five. Okay, well, let's talk about the ultimatum. So one day he was dropping me home after our meetup, and in the car ride he told me, "This is it. You have to decide. You have to tell everybody if you want to continue this." And I understand. I was that scared. I was like, okay, this is it. Now I have to make a decision here. I can't cry. I can't be dramatic. I can't write letters. I can't buy flowers. I only have one choice, whether we part ways or I have to make this relationship public. Dennis said this one sentence. He said, "Just do it. If anything happens, I'm here." That gave me this boost of confidence. I was like, okay. Then I got out of the car and I said to the world that we're dating, nothing like that. But I told the important people in my life that I needed to say, and here we are.
I guess after that decision started probably the most difficult 2 years of your life.
Oh, for sure, 100%, 100%. And that took a lot of toll on me, took a toll on our relationship. And again,
Brought up a lot of past experiences as
yes,
well.
yes, it did. A lot of past experiences. And it had mainly to do with, although everyone loved Dennis, it was always about what are other people going to say. And the biggest concern from my family towards me was whether I would be able to handle all the negative comments that would be made towards me by other people. That was my family's biggest concern, because again, until I met Dennis, I had never thought, okay, I'm gonna meet somebody from Ghana, I'm gonna fall in love with him. The idea when I was a little girl was always to fall in love with a Nepali guy, marry a Nepali guy. So that was the standard. That was what I wanted. But never in my wildest dream had I ever thought that I would marry somebody from Ghana. And I can say that out loud because that was never the plan. So this idea that we have, oh, what are neighbors gonna say? What are extended relatives gonna say? What are other people gonna say? It's the only reason why I also kept our relationship a secret. So that was the biggest thing.
So everyone understands what she just said, right? This was never a part of her dreams. It shows you the power of positive thought and positive thinking. Even if your situation is not what you want it to be, you can will yourself by thinking yourself to positivity. And a lot of books have been written about this exact fact.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to me consistently saying, she's my wife, she's my wife, she's my wife, and willing it into existence, even though she was married. Part of it was, it took her almost a year to gather the courage to tell the most important people in her life. So if it took her a year to come to terms with us being in a relationship over something she wanted, how long do you think it would take for someone outside of that relationship who didn't want the same thing to come to terms with us being together?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that's where the disconnect was, where she felt she was ready, so she told the world about us, and she expected the world immediately to be okay with it. So then she reacted, then the world reacted towards her, and that just kept spiraling and led into more challenges, led into a lot of confusion, a lot of anger, a lot of tears, a lot of heartache, broken relationships, broken friendships, and it was rough. I was fine for the most part. My thought process was always thinking from her perspective, and I was also thinking from the perspective of everyone else in her life. So I could get that. And that's where I feel I failed, in a sense where I couldn't communicate what other people were feeling properly to her to be able to understand. And that was also part of why I wanted to break up previously, because I didn't think she had the mindset to be able to process it all and deal with it all.
Yeah. I think because of that unconventional upbringing, I was able to do so. I was able to love Dennis for who he is as a person and gather the courage to be with him despite knowing what was going to come.
Out of all the challenges, right? For me, it was amazing to see some people come out of the woodworks and be rock solid for us during those trying times. Really kept her mentally stable, because she would have her breakdowns, but those relationships contributed to her not completely breaking down and going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yes, and I also want to touch upon the fact that me not being in the right state of mind took a lot of toll on our relationship. It wasn't a smooth sailing, for sure. It was a lot of arguments, a lot of misunderstandings, all because us not being in the right space. Me, mainly.
Next week, go through some of the things that helped us get through these times. But outside of our immediate families, I want to give a big shout out to Kajal, Anusmriti, and then
Friends.
Auntie. Without these three people, we wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, because they were my best friends and family friends. They had no business butting into our drama.
So I think we'll wrap it up for this week.
Yes, the last two, this one and the last week has been a little hard. Even today, I'm controlling my emotions because I don't want every episode about me crying. But yeah, well, lastly, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all the love that you pour into us. Again, if there's any question outside of what we have shared that you want us to answer, any specific things, let us know. Leave us on comments. You want to wrap it up today?
Okay. That's it from A&D's World. Like, share, subscribe. All right.
Again, thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.